Welcome to hbrv Lifestyle, the podcast. I am the host, the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business. This has been a journey this year in 2023. My theme of the week on every episode that I've recorded has been to try and inspire you. This is the first time I'm recording clips for YouTube this week. All I've done is put full episodes on. And I want to continue this trend this week because today's the 20th, tomorrow's the 21st. Tomorrow's my last episode till Christmas is over. Number one, because I gotta get over this cold. I've had this cold for about 2 weeks and I'm sniffling up a storm. My nose feels like it's just full of snot and my cough and my throat has been irritable. And I know it's really irritating to try to listen to me when all you hear is all the time, right? So bear with me. So I want to start today's episode with a story that touches my heart. It's a personal story about an actual customer of mine from when I first started in this industry as a full-time salesperson with Giant RV. And Art, if you're listening, Lonnie, if you're listening, Wild Bill, if you're listening, put in the comments section if you guys remember this. So I teamed up with a friend, what became a friend of mine named Sal. Sal was an ex-cop. And him and I used to talk to this guy named Terry all the time. Terry was a postmaster. And he came in for 2.5 years. He'd count down the days to retirement. Wouldn't buy anything before he retired. Refused. Not gonna buy a truck, not gonna buy a trailer until I retire. And I asked him why, and he said, well, it's just not a smart move for me to do. And I used to ask him all the time, I used to tell him, well, look, at the time he was 66 years old. And I go, by the time you retire at 68, Terry, are you really going to feel up to doing this for multiple years? Just trying to put something in his mind like start early. You're 2 years out, you have weekends off. No, wouldn't do it. And back then I was doing it for talking for different purposes. I wanted to get the psychology of somebody. I was still pretty fresh into trailer sales. Motorized customers are very different, or at least they were different back then. Most motorized customers back in the 2009, 2010, 2011, 12 era already owned a few RVs. So very different from someone that jumps into a travel trailer for the first time. So I really it's different today than it was back then. So back then it was very just psychological for me. You didn't just jump into a motorhome and go camp. You went through a process. So Terry comes to me 2.5 years later. He just retired and something very interesting happened.